Hello everybody, hope you are well. So welcome back to another video, part 12 of the Return to Mull series. As you can see, we're in the van, we are rushing about again, we're here, there and everywhere. So what I've been doing this morning, and I haven't filmed it, so the trailer lights don't work. Well, they do work, but the brake lights don't work on one side, and the indicators and all that sort of stuff. It's going to steam here. So I figured out that the rear light clusters, they're knackered. They're some dead cheap ones. The original ones were all cracked and falling to bits. So I had a light board kicking around, you know, one of these white cheap light boards, and I took the lights off that and stuck them in, and they were right at the time, they were fine. But now, when the trailer's been stood for a little while, they're not looking so clever. So all the connectors, basically the wiring on the trailer's fine. I did attend to that a while ago, and the wiring on the van is absolutely fine. It's just the actual bulbs that light up and whatnot. So we've got some LED lights to go on there, so that's what I've just been making sure that they basically work, because I have ordered some LED lights before and they didn't work, so we should be right this time. But that timing kit's ready. Got a phone call from EK's and I'm here to collect it. So let's go and find it. Right, I think we're winning. Cheers to the guys at EK's. I'm absolutely stacked full of stuff. I'll spin the camera and I'll show you. So we've won these this week as well. I went and picked these up. These are sort of like, they're on Facebook. They're not in the best of condition, they need a bit of a refurb, they've got the tyres are knackered on them. But these are some extra wheels to put some wets on. So I've got those Michelin wets, so I just needed another set of wheels. 4x100, getting harder to find now, so I thought I'd grab them while I can. So we'll paint them white. We've still got the van, it's absolutely fully loaded of stuff from the weekend still. So, but we've won. There we go, so we've got an Apex water pump for Ronda, and we've got an alternator belt there. And then we've got, sorry, my hands are full, another alternator belt just in case. Got some coolant, red coolant that's in there. And then we've got two bulbs for the trailer, side light markers, insulation tape because we need it, blue Loctite so it's removable, brake clean is always our friend, and then we've got 5 litres of coolant just in case we need it on an event. And like I say, we need to sort of like top stuff up and whatnot. So we've got that, and then up here we have the timing belt kit. Comes with a tensioner, so I think we're good. We've got water pump and everything. So happy days. Let's go and get her on. I've made it down to Steve and Caroline's garage. Ronda's back in, so just been to nip and get some silicone sealant for the surfaces of the water pump. I've got some new coolant. Got all that stuff ready to go. So now I'm going to dive into starting to take things apart. Well, not completely apart, just out the way. So spin the camera around. So the other night we were in here with a timing gun and ended up taking this engine mount, which is just down there. So I've got that out of the way. I'll move this out of the way and then unmount this, take this power steering belt off. I won't disconnect it from here because I don't want power steering fluid going everywhere. So I'll just relocate that up to here. I'll take the strut brace off so it's out of the way, and then all this will be out of the way as well. And then, yeah, be able to get this wheel off and then make our way to the pulley and stuff there. There's the cam cover to come off as well. And so yeah, let's dig into it. Right, so we'll dug into it a little bit. I'll spin the camera around, see what we're up to. Okay, so we've got the rocker cover off, all looking nice and new in there. Proper job, not even gonna lie. I've never done this before, never changed a timing belt on anything before, so first time for everything. So we've got this, is the alternator belt, looking a bit second hand. Ooh, it was actually not far off going if you look underneath, all cracked. So I've got 2 new ones of those, one to go on, one as a spare. So that will go in the bin. This is the power steering belt. This is actually quite a new one, and I swapped this not even that long ago. So that will go back on, and I will get a spare just in case. So I've moved the power steering line out of the way, so it was right across here, getting right in the way, so it's suddenly there, just propped out of the way. Got the top part of the cam belt cover off, which is over here, held on with these two nuts here. So I'm trying to just systematically put everything into that mag tray that comes from up there, and then yeah, so I've got, like I said, I've got both belts off now, so that bottom pulley is now bare. I don't know if you can see, you can probably see better down here. I've got the wheel off. So there's no belts on that bottom pulley at all. So now, I think it's time to possibly have a go at getting the bolt off this bottom pulley. I've heard it's a nightmare, and see this big sort of hexagonal shape. There is a specific tool that goes in there to stop it twisting. But we're going to have a go at buzzing the nut off in the middle. Don't know if you can see. I've got the DeWalt on charge, so hopefully that's my friend today and does us proud, but we're making progress. I was just looking on here. I don't know if you can see. So this here is an arrow that says up, so obviously that needs to go to the top, and then there's another one here. So when line sort of this white marker with this white marker in the middle, those will be pointing up, and then I'll put my cam locker on there, and then obviously set the bottom to top dead center, which I can't at the moment because I've still got this bottom cover on. So I think before we try and have a go at the pulley, I'll take that bottom cover off. Yeah. So I'll just jump back in, take the spark plugs out, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, job's good one. And then I'm just looking down here now. So before I was umming and ahhing whether this pointer was top dead center marker. I don't know if you can see. So can you see that pointer there? So I've just masked up. I don't know if you can see. I'll try and zoom it in. Right, so this is the, sorry, my massive finger, that's the pointer for top dead center, and then there's 3 dots on the crank pulley, 1, 2, 3, that's the middle dot, and I've just masked across there. So I'm just going to paint that marker there and the marker there in red paint, and then I think top dead center I'll do in a different colour. It's back here somewhere, so, or where that marker is now actually. So I'll mark this one first. That's for ignition timing, is this red one, and then top dead center's back there. Pretty sure it's top dead center because you've got 2 white marks in here, and like I said before, that's up, and then it is absolutely smack on down there on the marker. So we're just going to paint them in, so there'll be some red marks, and when I get my timing light on it I know what to flash for. So there we have it. I'll just try and keep this camera as steady as I can. Sorry, shaking, I'll just zoom in for you. So as you can see, so top dead center is on the pointer now. It's quite hard to see because it's not a new cam pulley, is it? A crank pulley. And then in the middle of those 3 dots, I've got my little red lines. So when the it's just easier to see when I've got the timing light on it. So job's a good one with that. I'm just going to put a drop of paint on top dead center as well, just to mark it up. Easier to see, just in future anyway. So right, let's crack on. Well, you were entertaining to get out. So, nightmare Honda crank pulley bolt, but DeWalt XR for the win. Let's go. So that was a little bit fiddly, getting the lower cam cover gasket off. We've got it off now. So I didn't realise that there was another bolt in the middle. So there is, if anybody else is doing a B series, I'm sure there's a load of tutorials on it, but I've just found that 1, 2, 3, and then there's 4, and this seems to stick onto the engine mount. Well, that's a proper gasket, is that like? It's got locators in it and everything, so I'm pretty impressed with that. Honda being Honda. These little bolts I'll just stick back on here so they don't get lost. Systematically put stuff back where it lives, so then we can come back together to know where it is. So I'll just put that there. Engine mount has got oil in it, so I will put that with the bolts there. Put that there, that's part of the engine mount, and those bolts there. Happy days. Right, so now, like I say, I've got this all locked into place. Now, down here, Next on the list is the cam belt tensioner, but before I do that, I just remembered this is a water pump. This pulley here that the belt comes round. Sorry, I'm not doing a very good job at pointing them out. This is the water pump pulley. I have got a new one, so there'll be 3 or 4. I'll look at the new one just to make sure it's right, compare them. But there'll be 3 or 4 bolts on that to do. And then, like I said, I took the cam pulley off before, crank pulley off before. It's got a little woodruff key there. I thought it was snapped. And I was looking at it and thinking, well, no, it's not. It's just really small. So either it might have snapped. I don't know. I've never done this before, but there is another bit in there, I think. I'm not sure. We continue. But so next thing, drain the water out. There's a tap on the bottom of the radiator. I'll do that now. Bit of a messy job. So we just take that cap off. Oh, go back there. Catch the water! Oh no. Oh, it's a madness. Oh, this is what we've got the new coolant for today, isn't it? Right, let's crack on. Well, there we have it. So, up there, I don't know if you can see, there's a little pointer. And there's a little white mark on the crank pulley, sprocket, shall we say. So I'm just looking to see if this is in time. Bear with me. Is that in line? I think so. I don't think we're so far out at that, are we? Let's just come back here a minute. Yeah. Happy days. Right. Well, everything checked out up top. Now I need to undo this tensioner. So undo that middle nut and then you spring it out of the way, tighten the nut up, and then you slip the belt off. So let's do that. So we're making progress. We've got the old belt off completely, got this cam locker in there, and then there's the old belt just up there. I've just undone the water bolt, the water bolts, the bolts on the water pump. You can't really see, and I can't really get a camera in there. It's down there, see that little pulley there? So I'm just taking that off, and we'll get the new one on. So we've got the new one down here, just to you know, compare and make sure it's the right one. So job's a good one. Nice new impellers. I'll have a look at what condition. So here we go. Got the old water pump off. I've just put the bolts back in sequence. Sometimes these Hondas, they have one bolt longer or shorter than the other, just like that one there. So yeah, can you see that one there seems to be shorter than all the others, so I don't want to put them in different order, but so I've kept them in order. And then this is the new one. Just put a bit of this high temp RTV on just to help. You know, it didn't have any on that one, but that's the new water pump to go back on. So we'll stick that on and jobs are good in. Now I'm just going to get the tensioner back on here. So here is the new tensioner with the bolt weight in and the spring. Jobs are good in. Excuse me, fingers in the way. Let's go. And there we have it. New tensioner on there now. So there's that to tension to spec. So now we're just going to slip the new belt on. Right, there we have it. So this is the lower case, and we have got the new timing belt on. Ooh, that fancy thing. So we've got the timing mark lined up at the bottom. So just slide this off and show you. Timing marks all lined up with the arrow there. So that's top dead centre. That goes on there. And then at the top, just show you this. So the belt's all on here. And then you've got your two white markers in the middle. In there. You've got arrows up and up. I think we're right. I have to tighten up that tensioner, but job is a good one. Right, tighten her up. So here we are, just give this a bit of a clean up. Got the little, I want to say like a washer spacer sort of thing that's there. Sorry, I'll point the camera in the right place, it might help. Got the Woodruff key back in the top there, and then we're just going to slide this on and then buzzer back up to crazy newton meters with that bad boy. And then yeah, we'll give her some turns and make sure all the timing marks and everything line up. Job's a good one. Happy days, there we go. So we've got all the timing covers back on. Look at them. We used a bit of elbow grease, it's called. It's only from Home Bargains on them. They look like brand fire new. So pretty impressed with that. Got the timing belt cover back on. Just stuck this down now. I'll put a bit of that gasket sealer stuff just around the side. I have got a new gasket on the way for this. It's not here yet, but if this starts like leaking or weeping, I can sort that out, can't I? It does come with all these middle O-rings and stuff as well, but for now we are bolting her back down. So we'll like I say, we'll get all these roundy things back on and job's a good one. Happy days. Right, so we're making some progress. Just got this bolted back up, so it all looks a bit neater now. There's that to put back on there in a minute. And then here, I've just put the dry belt on for the power steering, but then just forgotten that this one, which is the alternator belt, needs to go on first. So I will do that one first and bring you along with me. So like I say, so this one here needs to move out of the way. That one goes on the big pulley at the back. Try to do both at the same time whilst filming. And then that fires up yonder, back of there somewhere. Come on, go home. Just wedge it and then get it from the top. Anyway, job's a good one. Both new belts on. So it's a little winder adjuster. Stick a bit of tension on her. Get a quarter of a turn. Yeah, maybe a touch more. Yeah, I think that'll do. Happy day. So on the lockers back here, should have the right size spanner out somewhere. Because this will have to do. No, it's a 12. So a 12 or a 14, can't really go wrong with Honda. Hello everyone, sorry about the break in the video there. The battery on the camera ran out last night, so we, well it wasn't actually last night, it was probably the night before, because last night we went to the club night at the Gilpin, just Curved Car Club night. Quite good, just say hello to everybody, show our faces. But right, we're digging back into it, so it is absolutely pouring outside, so I've just been sorting Steve's garage out a little bit. Not the same as messy before, but just get some DA buffers up there, got the polish up there now, just put these DeWalt's on brackets and paint and stuff over there. Means that the worktop's, you know, nice and tidy and easy to use. So, next up on Ronda is, I've been and bought a chain whip because I am, last thing that's in my mind is that bottom pulley bolt that we put back on. It's not torqued to spec yet, just put it on with the buzz gun. So I bought a chain whip to try and stop the crank pulley spinning while we torque it up, basically. There is like a Honda tool that you can get to put in that hex, but we haven't got that. Well, anyway, we've been and bought a chain whip, so we've got that. After that, he'll be putting some coolant back in it and timing it up on the ignition timing, which I do think is a bit out. So I've just been looking at the Haynes manual on the old Bible over there, and that tells me that there is a service indicator to stop the ECU changing the timing while you're messing around with your distributor, because the ECU map runs off base timing, base ignition timing, so if you start moving it, it's going to start adjusting timing and doing all sorts of weird stuff. So I've had to just spin this round for you. I've just had to dig back in here and take the footrest off. Oh, hang on, can you see? There we go. Right, take the footrest out of the way, because right back here, right under the dash, there is a green blank thing just above the lid, just above the ECU, and you can see it there. There's a 3-pin connector, 1, 2, 3, and there's a 2-pin connector. So I need to take out that 2-pin connector and then put a jumper across it, and that locks the ECU out from changing the timing. So yeah, so it just means that I'll be in command of what gets changed. Basically, lock it back onto that cam pull-in and red marks I made, and then hopefully she'll run a bit better. So, got to try it. We'll see. Right. Oh God, I think here she is. This blue one. I've got to put a little loop, like a jumper, between those 2 connectors, and then crack on. God, it's hard work under here. There we have it. Just put a little jumper on there, so happy days. Okay, so last little job was just to torque this bolt up in there. Just done that. Squash my finger. Steve have done that. That chain wick down there, that worked quite nice, just to stop the pulley from spinning. I'm just going to put this engine mount back on. We'll give it a bit of a coat of paint the other night. So nice and silver. It's a bit too silver. I should have done it black, but never mind. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to turn it over. Right, so engine mount back on, all nicely tightened up. Put some coolant in it, and let's do the first start. We ready? Sounds right enough. Coolant level going down, sorting itself out. That's a win. Always a bit nerve-wracking when you've never done a cam belt before. So we'll just run her up to temperature and get the timing done. So we've got the check light on there. So that's that service indicator working fine. So we will hook this timing light up, and then job's good. We'll just fill this up with coolant, we'll get it up to temperature, we'll get the fans on inside as well, just to get that filled back up again. Well, this is rattling, didn't hear it. So circulate the fans. Press all these little buttons here, make sure everything gets opened. That's the main one that we use anyway. Happy days. Right, I've just got the timing light on here now. Not if you can see. Hang on, let's zoom her in. So, can you see the red dot? I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but a little red dot is smack on the marker now. Before, it was probably, I don't know if you can see where like that silver dot is, that's top dead centre. That's where the red dot was. So we're definitely making some headway. These aren't spanners, just tightening dizzy cap back up.
That's a ratchet, it's not a spanner.
Well, same difference, you cocky git. So we'll put some little lines on there as well. So we'll just check this again, just to make sure that's not moved off that marker. That is looking a damn sight better than what it was. Happy days. So there we have it. Just pulled the little jumper out, and when you start it up now, check light's gone out, and I think we've both just come to this assumption that this sounds a damn sight better than it was before. Obviously with timing's way out, it's obviously not going to run right, so happy days, well chuffed with that. Just a bit of steam coming off the radiator and stuff. We'll get the air filter back on it and fully serviced. Cheers Steve for your assistance. But yeah, no, she certainly sounds go Ronda go. So happy days, that is a big job sort of ticked off. Just if anybody's actually interested, here is the old timing belt. I don't know if anybody knows much about timing belts, but it's actually like new. So I'm not saying it didn't need changing, but it is absolutely like new. It's still got a lot of white markers and all. There's no cracks in it. Doesn't even look worn. So I do personally think that when I did buy the car, the guy was genuine to his word and said that he just had a timing kit on it, because the water pump and so no, it didn't have a water pump because the water pump was the original, but the tensioner on the belt was all new and not, you know, not grinding at all or anything like that. But yeah, happy days. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you everybody for watching. We will crack on and get a few more jobs and stuff done. We are heading to a car meet on Saturday, so it's in a memorial for someone, so we'll bring you along for that one. But that's it for now. If you fancy supporting us, we've got Andy Wild Rallying on Facebook page, but if you do like cake, we do have a bakery and it's called thewildbakery.co.uk, and you can have a look on there and place an order if you like. Click the subscribe button, that'd be great. You know, more subscribers, more people watch the videos. So that's it for this one. We will see you on the next one. Here's the advert.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.